Now that we have the tone stack module mounted into the unit, we're going to wire it up, this time with the SHO feeding into the tone stack module. Previously, we had wired up the SHO, the super hard-on, so that its output went directly into the channel 2 output jack. This time, we're going to undo that, pull out that second cable there, that little E2, and replace it with a longer E1 cable. And then you can see we have to remove the output connection from the SHO and the ground connection to that cable. And we're going to put the E1 cable in its place because it's longer and can reach over the top of the tone stack module. Because we have to get to the output of the tone stack module now, because that's what's going to the output. We're going to go into the SHO and then wire the SHO over to the tone stack's input, and then take the output from the tone stack and go to the output jack. So we'll hook this up to the output, and you can see the output pin right there in column 8. So we take the output cable, E1 for channel 2, plug the red wire into, oh, we can use B, I suppose, B8. Yeah, B, not C. But we could use C, either one. They would both work. Sometimes those cables get a little tangly in there. Okay. Got that going. And now our ground connection we can plug into column 10, because there's a little ground connection provided right up there. It says ground, if you look carefully. So any one of the holes in column 10 will work. We chose A10. So B8 for the red wire and A10 for the black wire. Now we have to hook up the output of the SHO into the input of the EQ, the tone stack. Now don't do what we did. You should put this wire in first before you put that cable in we just put in, because it's going to go over the top of the cable, and that's not very good, because the cable can pull on it when the cable's moving around as you put the thing together. So at least, if you're going to do it this order, tuck it underneath. We went over the top. Watch what we do here. It's kind of silly. We're going to put it right over the top of the black and red wire where it could easily get pulled out when that cable moves around as you're putting the thing together. Not a good idea. So when you do it, tuck it underneath the red and black wire so that it's laying flat against the experimenter socket. That goes into column 7. Row C will work just fine. Or you can use row B or A. And then, like I said, that orange wire should actually be underneath the red and black wires right there, so that they're not pushing up on it, causing it to possibly pop out of the hole. You don't want that to happen. You can see it's already struggling. We didn't have a chance to go back and reshoot this. We should have. But that's the way it is. Just remember to put it underneath. Now it's all wired up and ready to go. Except for one thing. There are 3 little silver jumpers that need to be inserted in row C, columns 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, and 5 and 6. You can see the little jumper markings right there on the board. When you put those jumpers in, what you're doing is you're wiring up the tone stack so that it's got the factory settings for the frequencies. We are going to have a later explanation for how you can remove those jumpers and put in parts and change the sound of the tone stack and move the center frequencies for the bass, mid-range, and treble around. First little silver jumper goes into C1 and 2. Second one goes into C3 and 4. And you have to be very careful with these little silver jumpers because you have just enough of them in your kit. Nice thing is, you can get extra wires from any Radio Shack. If you've got a Radio Shack nearby, you can go get extra jumper wires that will work with your Inventobox. I'll just go right in there. So if you lose one of those little jumpers, then you can get a replacement. Or you can make one out of wire. You can make one out of the wires that you never use, like the really long ones. You can peel off the insulation and cut them up into little pieces and bend them with little tiny pliers and make your own little jumpers. In this case, like I said, we've hooked up in row C, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5 and 6. Now it's completely wired, and it's time to watch the video that shows you how to close up your Inventobox, or actually first put it up on the metal stand so you can test it, and then once you verify that it works, it shows you how to put on the industrial elastic band and get it all closed up. Good luck.